Welcome back, everyone, to the next chapter of our story. Let's dive right back into the world of Eridoria with Kael. Fresh from his victory, Kael felt a pull, a sense of destiny he couldn't ignore, drawing him deeper into the labyrinthine streets of the capital city. The city was a sprawling tapestry of towering spires and bustling markets, a stark contrast to the quiet life he had once known. Yet, beneath its vibrant surface, shadows stirred. Kael's senses, honed by years of martial training, felt a subtle, almost imperceptible current of unease in the air. He wasn't just a visitor here. He was part of something larger, a piece in a game whose rules he was only just beginning to understand. His exploration wasn't aimless. Whispers heard in taverns and hushed conversations in alleyways spoke of hidden powers and secret societies. One name kept recurring, spoken with a mix of fear and reverence. The Order of the Black Rose. Intrigued, Kael followed the cryptic clues, navigating through forgotten side streets and unmarked doorways. His journey led him to an old, unassuming bookstore, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the city. The air inside was thick with the scent of aged parchment and forgotten lore. It seemed like a dead end, until he noticed a peculiar symbol on the spine of a dusty Thomas single black rose. Touching the book, he felt a faint hum of energy. The bookshelf swung inward, revealing a hidden passage. Stepping through, he found himself in a clandestine sanctuary, the headquarters of the Order of the Black Rose. It was a place where knowledge and magic intertwined, a haven for those who sought to protect the world from the shadows. And it was here that his path crossed with Lyra. She stood near a scrying pool, her brow furrowed in concentration. Her presence was a paradoxine aura of immense, magical power contained within a frame that spoke of quiet strength. Her eyes, sharp and intelligent, immediately locked onto Kael. "You don't belong here," she stated, her voice calm but edged with suspicion. "The Order is not for curious outsiders." Kael met her gaze without flinching. "I'm not just curious," he replied, his own voice steady. "I'm looking for answers, the same answers I believe you're seeking." He sensed a deep-seated pain within her, a desperate quest that mirrored his own. Lyra was a skilled magic user, one of the most promising members of the Order. But her dedication was driven by a personal tragedy, the mysterious disappearance of her younger sister, Lyra. The trail had gone cold, leaving Lyra with nothing but a single clue, a connection to the very same dark forces Kael had encountered. She was initially wary of this stranger, this martial artist who seemed to appear out of nowhere. Yet, she couldn't deny the strange energy that emanated from him, the same unique resonance of the ancient stone. His determination was palpable, and his abilities were unlike any she had ever seen. Something told her that their meeting was no accident. Hesitantly, Lyra decided to trust her instincts. She saw in Kael not just a powerful fighter, but a potential key to finding her sister. "The path you're on is dangerous," she warned. "More dangerous than you can imagine. But if you truly seek answers, perhaps we can find them together." And so, an unlikely alliance was forged, born from shared purpose and a flicker of hope in the growing darkness. Their journey together began in the treacherous dungeons that lay beneath Eridoria, ancient catacombs teeming with monstrous creatures and forgotten magic. Their first foray was into the sunken crypts, a place rumored to hold artifacts connected to Lyra's disappearance. The air was heavy with decay and grotesque. Scuttling creatures emerged from the shadows. Here, their combined strengths were immediately put to the test. Kael moved like a phantom, his fists and feet a blur of precise, powerful strikes. He was the front line, a whirlwind of martial prowess that kept the monstrous hordes at bay. He created openings, controlled the flow of battle, his discipline a stark contrast to the chaotic nature of their enemies. He was the shield. Lyra was the sword. From behind Kael's protective guard, she unleashed torrents of arcane energy. Bolts of lightning arced from her fingertips, incinerating creatures before they could even get close. She wove complex spells of protection and containment, her magic a perfect complement to Kael's physical combat. He would knock a beast off balance, and she would encase it in magical ice. She would slow a charging monstrosity, and he would deliver the finishing blow. They moved in sync, an almost unspoken rhythm developing between them. It was a deadly dance of steel and sorcery, and they were flawless partners. As they fought side by side, clearing one chamber after another, the initial wariness between them began to melt away, replaced by a growing respect. Kael was in awe of Lyra's command over the arcane arts. Her power was immense, yet she wielded it with such precision and grace. He saw the fierce determination in her eyes, the unyielding will that drove her forward, and he found himself drawn to her strength. She wasn't just a mage, she was a warrior, every bit as dedicated as he was. Her fight was his fight now. Lyra, in turn, saw more than just a fighter in Kael. She saw a deep well of resolve and a surprising capacity for empathy. He fought not with rage, but with a focused calm that was both unnerving and reassuring. He was disciplined and protective, often putting himself in harm's way to shield her from an attack. As they rested between battles, sharing stories of their pasts, she began to see the man behind the warrior. A bond was forming, one forged in the heat of battle and strengthened by a shared vulnerability. They were no longer just allies. They were becoming friends, comrades, and perhaps something more. But while this new partnership blossomed in the depths, they were not unnoticed. Unseen eyes watched their every move. Far from the dank dungeons, in a shadowy throne room illuminated by eerie, green flames, the leaders of a dark organization gathered. They called themselves the Shadow Syndicate, a cabal of power-hungry individuals who sought to control the world by harnessing forbidden powers. For generations, they had searched for the scattered pieces of an ancient, cosmic power, the very same power that now resonated within Kael. Their top agent, a menacing figure known only as the Inquisitor, observed Kael and Lyra's progress through a dark scrying mirror. "He is strong," the Inquisitor's voice rasped, a sound like grinding stone. "Stronger than the others. The stone's power flows through him, raw and untamed." A hooded figure beside him, the Syndicate's master sorcerer, nodded slowly. "He is the one we have been waiting for. He has the potential to wield the full power of the artifact." The Syndicate didn't see a hero. They saw a weapon, a key to unlocking untold power. They had orchestrated events from the shadows for years, manipulating conflicts and sacrificing countless lives in their quest. The attack on Kael's village, the disappearance of Lyra's sister, these were not random acts of chaos. They were calculated moves in a grand sinister plan. The Shadow Syndicate had been testing potential candidates, searching for an individual who could survive their trials and prove worthy of containing the stone's immense energy. Kael was their latest and most promising target. The Syndicate's leader, a figure shrouded entirely in shadow, spoke with a voice that echoed with ancient authority. "The boy is a vessel. The girl, a complication, but a useful one. Her desperation will lead them right where we need them to go. Let them grow stronger. Let them believe they are in control. When the time is right, we will claim our prize." The Syndicate wasn't going to destroy Kael. Their plan was far more terrifying. They intended to break him, to twist his power, and to mold him into their ultimate champion of darkness. As Kael and Lyra emerged from the sunken crypts, battered but victorious, they were oblivious to the true scale of the game they were in. They had found a small, enchanted locket one that belonged to Lyra's sister, confirming they were on the right path. For them, it was a moment of triumph, a glimmer of hope that strengthened their resolve and their bond. They believed they were hunting the shadows, but in reality, the shadows were hurting them. Kael's quest for justice and Lyra's search for her sister were now intertwined with the Syndicate's dark ambitions. The power of the stone had set them on a collision course with a destiny they could never have foreseen, a destiny that would test their strength, their loyalty, and the very essence of who they were. Their journey was just beginning, and the darkest challenges were yet to come. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. What do you think of Lyra and Kael's new partnership? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. We'll see you in the next chapter.